The Trump trial in New York involving the hush money payments to former adult film star Stormy Daniels may begin deliberating this week, and Alvin Bragg's star witness Michael Cohen may have just handed former President Donald Trump the win. This as more damaging revelations came out from his recent testimony, one being that Cohen admitting that he stole thousands of dollars from the Trump organization by overstating how much he paid a tech company that provided services for the Trump organization. Trump attorney Todd Blanche asked Michael Cohen, "You stole from the Trump organization, right?" To which Cohen answered, "Yes, sir." Hence, Trump attorney Todd Blanche is asking Judge Merchan to dismiss the 34 charges of falsifying business records against the former president. Now, with everything that's been shown about the prosecution's weak case against the former president, Todd Blanche argued that prosecutors did not meet the bar of providing that 11 invoices Cohen filed to Trump, 12 ledger entries, and 11 checks Trump signed for Cohen were false. As former President Donald Trump put it, the criminal justice system is on trial in New York. And Donald Trump is not only confident that he's going to win this New York case, he's confident that he's going to win the state. He said outside the courtroom that he loved the state, he loved the people of the state, and that he's running hard in New York. And he says he's going to win New York. But the New York hush money trial may be showing its real motive of keeping Donald Trump away from the important job of campaigning. I mean, we're only 6 months away from the election, and as Trump pointed out, he's there in New York instead of campaigning. In the latest court session, he called out Judge Merchan, saying that he was supposed to be in a very different state this morning, and the judge actually decided to call it early. Trump said he's not allowed to have anything to do with politics because he's been sitting in a freezing cold courtroom for the last 4 weeks. It's very unfair, according to our former president. Now, as you guys can see, there's a lot to unpack here, and we're going to be breaking it all down in today's video. From courtroom drama to political maneuvering, we're covering it all, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can stay updated with the latest news. All right, you guys ready for this one? All right, so first, Tom Dupree, former Deputy Assistant General, he discusses when Trump's trial might wrap up and what outcome he predicts. Check this out, guys.
What I make of this, Neil, is that over the course of this trial, in my opinion, the likelihood of conviction has dropped. I think that the district attorney came into this case thinking that they would be able to prove these charges through ways other than Michael Cohen's testimony. But as it's turned out, their case relies pretty much exclusively or in large part on Michael Cohen. And the Trump team, I thought, delivered a devastating cross-examination last week. And so for that reason, I think that the odds are fairly high that there's going to be at least one juror that concludes the prosecution has not proven its case under the highest standard known in American law, beyond a reasonable doubt.
You heard the legal expert, guys. The likelihood of the conviction has dropped. Then again, it's better to stay vigilant. The case, as we see it, may be tipped in Donald Trump's favor, but you never know. The judge could easily place his hand on the scale. You know what I mean? But let me just say, guys, it's going to be pretty hard for the prosecution to come back from this, especially when their own star witness, former Donald Trump attorney Michael Cohen, just admitted to stealing tens of thousands of dollars from his former boss's business. That's right, guys. As brought up by Donald Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche, Michael Cohen admitted in testimony that he stole thousands of dollars from the Trump organization by overstating how much he paid a tech company that provided services to the Trump organization. The testimony comes from comments that he made last week where he explained to the court that he and former Trump organization CFO Allen Weisselberg calculated a $420,000 repayment to Cohen for his $130,000 payment to former adult film star Stormy Daniels. Cohen previously testified that the repayment amount was grossed up to shield him from a tax hit and included reimbursement for an alleged $50,000 payment to tech company Redfinch. On Monday, Cohen testified that he withdrew cash over a few days from TD Bank to pay Redfinch, storing about $20,000 in a brown paper bag, for which he handed to Redfinch's CEO. But he then admitted he never gave the company the total $50,000. During a 2017 meeting about the repayment plan, Cohen said he informed Weisselberg he paid Redfinch $50,000, effectively pocketing a $30,000 difference. Cohen later described taking the $30,000 as a form of self-help, claiming he did so because of the reduction in his bonus, and he just felt like it was almost like self-help. Witnesses describe Cohen as prone to exaggeration and unprofessional. Former Trump associate Hope Hicks mentioned that Michael Cohen was constantly trying to insinuate himself into the campaign and that he used to like to call himself Mr. Fix-It, but it was only because he first broke it. And so far that we've seen, Michael Cohen hasn't provided anything new or particularly helpful for Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. The only thing Cohen had going for Bragg was his notoriously flexible morals and ethics, making him willing to say almost anything to support his backers. Alvin Bragg needed Michael Cohen to definitively police say that Donald Trump intentionally committed fraud to cover up some still poorly defined crime. The issue is, Michael Cohen only confirmed that Donald Trump knew about the payment for the non-disclosure agreement and that it would be kept quiet before the elections. Guys, none of this is illegal. Cohen merely confirmed that he organized the payment and advised Donald Trump to proceed with it, assuring him that it would bury the story before the election. Now again, none of this is illegal. The so-called fix-it man now wants Donald Trump to go to jail for following his advice. Not to mention, during this representation of the former president, Michael Cohen also admitted to secretly recording his client, a breathtaking breach of trust and confidentiality in and of itself. And this is the same man who, according to Stormy Daniels' attorney Keith Davidson, expected to be Donald Trump's attorney general. Davidson and Cohen was depressed and despondent, and he thought Cohen might harm himself when he realized that he wouldn't be made a cabinet member. Definitely some major motive to lie on the stand there for Mr. Cohen. Now, understandably, Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty in the case and has repeatedly denied having an affair with Stormy Daniels. To add to that, Robert Costello, a lawyer who previously advised Michael Cohen, testified before Congress that Cohen is a serial liar. And even if the jury believed everything Cohen testified, legal experts are asking the very important question of, where is there a crime exactly? Because it's perfectly legal to direct someone to get a non-disclosure agreement. Like I've been saying before, guys, with things like this happening to former presidents of all people, now is the time to pay attention. And if you haven't already, I highly recommend hitting the subscribe button and tapping the notification bell. By subscribing, you will stay up to date with all the latest developments and get notified as soon as new videos drop. Your support means a lot, and it also helps keep this channel running so we can continue bringing you guys the most accurate and up-to-date information. And while you guys are at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative. Totally appreciate you guys. So Donald Trump's attorney, Todd Blanche, asked the judge to dismiss the 34 charges of falsifying business records against the former president. As he pointed out, Alvin Bragg and the other prosecutors did not meet the bar of proving that 11 invoices Cohen filed to Trump, 12 ledger entries, and 11 checks Trump signed for Cohen were false. He also pushed back on the prosecution's broader theory of the case and insisted that the state's description of a lot of so-called catch-and-kill schemes were negative stories about Donald Trump. They were kept from becoming public. This was not illegal. Blanche directly targeted Cohen, claiming that he lied in his courtroom and urging the judge to declare him an uncredible witness as a matter of law. Mershon asked if Todd Blanche wanted him to take it out of the jury's hands, that it shouldn't even be considered by the jury. Blanche outright answered, that's exactly what they want the court to do. I mean, it's pretty common for defense attorneys to request a case dismissal after the prosecution has presented all of its evidence. Now, of course, the prosecution denied it, saying that there is extensive evidence of false records. Then again, you heard what their own star witness admitted to, right? Still, Judge Juan Mershon reserved the decision on the matter. But let's not forget that there are not one, but two attorneys on the jury. Hopefully, they'll be able to see some reason here. Former President Donald Trump likes his chances, though. According to him, the criminal justice system is on trial in New York, and he thinks that he's going to win New York. And we're not just talking about the trial in New York. Former President Donald Trump is predicting a Republican win in New York. I mean, he's certainly spending a lot of time in the Empire State. May as well campaign there, right? Because this is exactly what Donald Trump is saying this court trial is keeping him from: campaigning. He says that he's there instead of campaigning. Our former president said that he was supposed to be making a speech for political purposes, but he's not allowed to have anything to do with politics because he's been sitting in a freezing cold courtroom for the last 4 weeks. It's very unfair. Donald Trump also slammed the case again as a political attack against him at the hands of the Biden administration. According to Donald Trump, that's all it is. All of the things that you saw over the last 4 weeks, most of it should never have been brought up. And then on top of that, there was no crime. And they go on day after day, and Trump has to tell Iowa he's sorry, he won't be able to make it. He has to tell New Hampshire sorry, he won't be able to make it. He's sitting in an icebox all day. Donald Trump also complained that the hush money trial was preventing him from meeting with prospective running mates for November's election. He says that he has about 15 people that he's supposed to be meeting about who is going to be his vice president. But again, he's stuck in the refrigerator all day. Trump has been largely kept away from the campaign trail amid the trial, as he's required to be in court 4 days a week unless presiding Judge Juan Mershon makes a rare exception, such as when Donald Trump attended his son Barron's high school graduation. Trump has made a few campaign stops last month, including holding a rally that has been described as historic in Deep Blue, New Jersey. At least 80,000 supporters joined Donald Trump on the beaches of Wildwood last weekend for a rally. In fact, I've heard numbers as high as 107,000 people actually showed up. He's expected expected to hold the next rally in the Bronx, another historically deep blue area, which will be his first New York rally since 2016. Donald Trump has also repeatedly floated holding a rally at Madison Square Garden in Manhattan ahead of the election. So yeah, big things are coming, you guys. Make sure you're always tuned in. Hit the subscribe button, tap that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one.